Hello everybody. The latest patch notes is now live in Guild Wars 2 and I'm going to mention the highlights of the latest patch notes. The reason I'm just mentioning the highlights is there are a bunch of fixes that are included in this patch notes and I don't want to mention every single fix because there are some minor tweaks in there that would take a lot of time to explain. I'm just going to explain a general idea behind the patch notes, and there are a few things that I want to mention that are not included in this patch. So, first off, the thing that is not included in the patch notes is the fact that the Fractal Rush event has started. So, let's start with that one. Like I said, the first thing that I want to mention is not included in the patch notes, and it is a bonus event Fractal Rush. It's going to be live for a week and we have to collect Fractal Rush tokens, trophies to finish the Fractal Rush champion achievement. We need to gather 100 trophies to get Fractal unique consumables and currency, and as well as some Fractal weapons and this accessory which has plus 10 agony infusion inside it. To start the Fractal Rush event, we have received a mail that includes a single-use Fractal Gate portal scroll. So let's take this one and use this Fractal Gates scroll. That item is usable only once and it will teleport us to entrance of the Fractal. And we just have to talk with this NPC to get our first trophies. We're just gonna get one trophy from this one, but as we do some Fractals, we can get more trophies and we can get Fractal unique currencies and consumables during this event. And the one thing that I want to mention is the let me see, this infusion extraction device. So at the end of the Fractal Rush week, we are going to get this accessory, and it will include the agony infusion. If you want to remove the agony infusion from this one, we are just going to need the infusion extraction device. You can use the agony infusion if you want, but if you need some money, agony infusions actually go for a nice amount of gold, as you can see. So that is one option if you're going to need some gold. And that is it for the Fractal Rush week. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there are a lot of fixes in this patch because we just received a major expansion, Janthir Wilds, and with that we got two new maps, Lowland Shore and Janthir Sintry. There are a lot of fixes to the events and hard quests in these maps. I'm not gonna mention all of them. Some of them are to make the events easier and some of them are just visual bugs and stuff like that, so I'm not gonna mention all of them. There are a few things that I want to mention in the word polish one and the general one. Other than that, there isn't much to explain. We have some fixes to glyphs that are included in the homesteads. We are getting fewer than intended items from homesteads, and it says they fixed that one. I haven't tried it yet, but hopefully they fixed that one. And yeah, they also fixed some hard quest stuff, which would be maybe easier to complete now. We are going to see. I'm not sure for those as well. And there are some achievement issues with achievements that they fixed. But the thing that I want to mention is the new Salmon Run race events that are in the Janthir maps, actually in the Lowland Shore. So the thing with the Salmon Run is the fact that it was nearly impossible to get gold from this achievement. You could actually get gold if you do the event one, not the adventure one. but they made the Salmon run easier, and I'm going to post the video that how I finished the Salmon run. I actually finished it during the event and got the gold from that one. As you can see, it's the event one. You can see the event on the right side. It's not that difficult during the event, but I guess they fixed it so that it would be possible to get the gold without the event active. So that's a nice change that they added, and we'll see if it's possible to get gold easier after these changes. So let's continue. Another thing that I want to mention is the Epoch fight in the Spider's Lair meta event and the Umbriel fight in the Convergence. As you can see, they changed the maximum health and some damage numbers in the Umbriel fight, and also the Epoch fight. They changed the health bar and the Defiance bar scaling. So I want to mention a little bit about those now. So this is actually a basic thing they added. They lowered the health bar and Defiance bar of the Epoch, and they changed the damage coefficient of bleeding for the Umbriel, and they decreased the health of the Umbriel. But the thing is that they are lately making the bosses for the meta events and convergences a little bit harder. I guess it started with maybe the Hell Sister, but I wouldn't say Hell Sister is hard. Probably the Umbriel was the hardest one there is, but I guess it started with the Hell Sister because there were a lot of people who are just sitting dead. I mean, they're basically leaving their characters AFK and scaling the boss, so it will be difficult to kill them. And I guess some people don't have adequate gear, maybe. I mean, even with the organized party, the Epoch fight was quite difficult. I mostly finished the fight like when there is 10 seconds left on the clock, so it is a little tense fight, and even the well-formed parties sometimes fail this event. It's nice that they lowered the health for this boss because people are going to do this one less, and there will be less participation from now on. So this is kind of a nice balance that they added for this fight and for the Umbriel one, because I'm guessing they're gonna add a new convergence because they mentioned a new convergence before. It will be like the ones that we have now, but probably it will include the rot creatures that are introduced in the Janthir Wilds. I hope they don't make them too difficult. They could... I don't want them to make it easier, but... well, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna do the convergences later, so if you wanna catch that, please like and follow the video, and hope to see you there. But I'm going to continue with the patch notes. There are a few little things that I want to mention for the patch notes, mainly the PvP and World vs. World stuff that they changed, so I'm going to continue with those. So I'm going to skip the personal story because spoilers and some other stuff. There are some fixes in the personal story, and I'm going to move on to the items. There are some changes to items in the game, like the Cryptist Motivation, Rift Essence Awards, and some other stuff, like Sigil of Demon Slaying recipe no longer drops if you know the recipe. That's a great thing because I've been getting them every time I do a Rift event. Those aside, there are some changes in some vendors in the line search. I'm gonna show the vendors actually, it would probably be easier to explain it like that. This one is kind of bonus event related. They added some new stuff to this vendor that you can buy with currencies, and these are usually the rewards for the bonus events. I guess they're going to continue adding stuff for this NPC, and if you don't own the novelties, like I already own most of them, you can come and buy from this NPC located here. It's the corner of the Lion's Arch, and it's the Hooligan's route. And there is one more thing that I'm gonna show here, and it is the birthday NPC. So they added some spear skins to the birthday NPC. These are similar to the stuff ones, but character will be holding them differently because there's actual spears. And if you haven't checked this vendor before, you could also check it. There are some stuff here if you missed them for some reason, and the spear ones are actually free. It's a nice thing to add to your collection if you want to. And that is what I'm gonna do. They added a new game mode to the PvP. I'm not a big PvP fan, so I don't know if I'll try it or not. Maybe I'll try it once to see how it is, but the game mode is called Push Game Mode. It's currently in beta, so there might be some changes and some additions to the game mode later on, but the goal of this game mode is to push the target to the enemy base before they could push it to your base. I guess some FPS games had this sort of game mode in there, like I think Overwatch has it, for something like you have to protect and push it to the enemy base before time runs out or before they can do the same to you. There is a full thread about this one if you want to read it. It looks kind of interesting if you're interested in PvP. I'm gonna include this thread as well in the description below, so you can check it out there. So other than those, there are some changes to the Warclaw in World vs. World and some new additions to the vendors that are located in the World vs. World, which includes wood armor skin as something you can buy from a vendor. And I'm gonna show that right now. This is the World vs. World. It's the Obsidian Sanctum. Actually, I find this place is easier to see the vendors because they are basically here. You don't have to search around your base to find them. Anyway, there are some additions, like these items are now purchasable from these vendors. I still find them a bit expensive for my taste. You can also get those from Janthir Wild's reward track. This is a repeatable one. You can keep doing these and get the wood armor from here. Also from this portable provisioner, you can exchange items from Desert Crafting Material Coffer and Canton Crafting Material Coffer. Other than these, there are some changes to Warclaw. If you're interested, they are trying to make Warclaw more useful skill-wise in World vs. World, but it's obviously useful for speed-wise, so there is that. The last thing that I want to mention that is included in the patch notes is the profession skills. They introduced a spear and there were some issues with the spear that they fixed. Every class has some minor fixes except Warrior. In competitive play, Warrior was so difficult to play against. I mean, at some point they could 1v5 or 10 in an entire group if they kinda know what they are doing. If you left PvP or World vs. World because of warriors, now you can kind of return and test it if they are still balanced or not. I'm guessing we are going to see core warriors less after this patch, but we'll see how the balance worked for warriors and other classes. The final thing that I want to mention that is not included in the patch notes is the gem store changes. They added some new stuff for home instances. These small plush toys are for your home instance, and they're going to include one of these toys, and the others you could actually craft if you purchase this pack. They look cute enough if you want them for your home instance. And there are some other changes, like always after every patch they change some stuff here. But the other thing that I want to mention is the Maclaine chest. They changed the uncommon and the rare ones for the weapon skins, and they added these two. I mean, this was already included, but they added this one for the Maclaine. This actually looks cool if you are going for an admiral type of feel to it, and I kind of want to have this one because it looks awesome. Yeah, maybe I could do a Maclaine chest opening later on. If you wanna watch that, please like and follow, and that is probably it for this week's patch notes. And hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day.